All right. Let me introduce my friend, um, Keno X Shabazz. He is definitely an inspirational speaker. He has some information education that is outstanding. Today, I'm going to be doing a lot of listening. I had the pleasure of meeting Keno through Kiana. Y'all remember me and Kiana when we had the after party, you know? And she spoke about Keno so much. I said he would be a great person for the show. She said, Miss Tracy, he would be a great person for the show. So I asked her if she would, call him. This is a busy man. He shares all over, all around the world, basically, almost. You know what I mean? What I'm saying about him. And she called him, she got him, and guess what? Mr. Keno had a date opening, and guess when it was? For today. He's a busy man. He don't have no other date open, so God is good. He wants us to continue to doing what we're doing to give out this awesome information, education to help the still suffering and the recovering, as well as families, loved ones, uh, about addiction and recovery of the disease of Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm not going to hold on long because I'm so eager to hear him share myself. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of listening. But y'all know when I pop in, I'll pop in. If there's no, if I don't feel there's no need, I won't. I pop in after he's done. But you know me, I can't keep my daggone mouth shut, and it's okay. I'm going to introduce to y'all Mr. Keno X Shabazz. Show me some hearts, y'all, and some hands. That's welcoming to live, y'all, to Tracy Allen living in my truth. All right, Mr. Keno.
Good evening. Thank you, Tracy. Good evening, everyone. I am Keno X, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois. Now I live in Dallas, Texas. First, I wanna thank you, Tracy and Kiana, for asking me to be of service this morning and really just sharing life experiences. First, I want to start out by saying I come up with 12 women, being the only boy, raised by a grandma, 7 sisters, and 3 aunties, right? And the reason why I'm sharing is because I got a lot of nourishment in the household from the women. You know what I mean? So I come from good stock of women. I just made a bad decision. You know what I mean? And in
I
the
know that's
process,
right.
in the process of making that bad decision, it has allowed me to be the person that I am today. Um, uh, I got clean. My grandmama passed. I was taking care of my grandma. And so I took care of her for 2 years before she passed. Doctor's appointment, uh, uh, medication, medicine, groceries, cooked for her, all that. Grandmama showed me how to cook. She taught all of us how to cook. You know what I mean? So I was real grateful that I got clean. But let me share this with y'all before I get started on, because I'm gonna touch on a couple of things. I'm gonna touch on confront, challenge, and change. I'm gonna touch on the choice, chance, and change. I'm gonna touch on a lot of stuff. But my grandma used to take me to church when I was 9 years old. I'm 62 now. And I used to fall asleep in church. So my grandmama took me to a place called the Nation of Islam. And so from 9 years old to this day, that's what I've been, right? But I still falter along the way. You understand? I still falter along the way. But I'm grateful for my grandma's guidance, right? And showing me something different and showing me how to be, as we call it, domestically inclined.
Mm.
So domestically inclined means learn how to cook, pay bills, clean your house, you know what I mean? Do for yourself, basically, right? So we talk about being fully self-support, right? So I became fully self-support learning from my grandma, right? But I'm grateful that I got my life together. But let me say this. In the process of my grandmama living, I've been to the penitentiary 5 times. I snorted dope, and my game was picking pockets, shaking a 3-card Monty, hanging paper, till tapping, and putting a girdle on, going in stores boosting. So I got the game of a con man. I need to let y'all know I was a con artist, right? And so that's all through the prize and the piece of what I was doing, but didn't know I was going down a wrong road, right? So I want to talk about how do you change yourself from addiction to recovery, right? Now, I like to say personally, my addiction promised me a lot. It gave me little, and it took away every damn thing. That's just the
Yes, it
bottom line,
did.
right? That's the disease of addiction. But what I found out is the biggest battle in life is between you and the old you. That's the biggest battle, right? It's called a spiritual warfare from the inside. You know what I mean? So it was something that needed to be taking place. So I need to confront it, I need to challenge, and I change. But I like to talk about the 3 A's too. I like to talk about awareness, acceptance, and action. You get some awareness of yourself, you get some acceptance about who you are and what you're doing, and then you take action through whatever 12-step program that you go to. But here's the thing.
Absolutely.
In order for the work to happen, you got to understand, I need to understand what the 12-step process means to me. The 12-step process is 1, 2, and 3 is my give-up steps. 4, 5, and 6 is my cleanup steps. 7, 8, 9 is my makeup steps, and 10, 11, 12 is my keep-up steps. So I need to know that I need to read to understand, understand to comprehend, comprehend to internalize, then internalize to live it. That's what it meant. And what that means study, apply, and practice. Because here's the thing. We did a whole lot of stuff in the street. I know I did. A whole lot of stuff, right? And so my grandma, bless her spirit, I was her grandson. I would be dope sick. My sisters would ask her for money, and she said, I ain't got no money. Let me ask her for some money. Listen, she had the $10, $20 for me because she didn't want to continue to see her son, her grandson being dope sick. But let me tell you what my grandmama used to say to me. She give me a whole lecture, right, before she give me that money. And then she go in the room, she get the money, she come back out. She had the money in her hand. And then you know what she tell me? She say, you need to sit down somewhere because you ain't got no good walk around sense, right? That's what my grandmama used to tell me. You know what I mean? But I'm grateful that my grandmama was the hope for me to show me a way of living, because my mother was in and out of mental institutions. So my grandmama took me and my 7 sisters and she raised us with her 3 daughters. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for the awareness, and I'm grateful for the guidance. And she said, the reason why I'm showing you how to do these things, how to be domestically inclined, because I don't want you to lean on anyone. She say, especially not a woman, because she say, one day I'm not going to be here and you're going to have to defend for yourself. So I'm grateful that I got clean before my grandma died. But let's talk about self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, and relationship management. Let's talk about what the self-awareness look like, right, from the inside out. Learning what culture you came from, what you've done, who you was with, how you did it, how it got you. It was some things that was called consequences, right? So in order for me to learn something, I need to learn about the awareness of what I was doing with the culture of the people, the surrounding. We talk about people, places, and things, but it's all the exact nature of the culture, right? I used to always talk about how I graduated from SCU. SCU stand for Street Corner University. I graduated from that because now I know what the game was. So now I need to be aware of where my life is and where it took me. So then I get some acceptance about the things I was doing and what was going to be the change. So I asked someone, because I mentor a lot of people, men and women, and so I said, what comes first, surrender or acceptance? A lot of them say surrender. I said, no, you got to accept to surrender, because if you surrender first, how do you know what you surrendering to if you ain't got the acceptance of what you surrendering to?
Go ahead.
How you know that? You just can't surrender right offhand. You got to get some acceptance to surrender. You know what I mean? That's why it tells us acceptance leads to recovery. Not surrender leads to recovery. Acceptance leads to recovery. Then I need to take the action. I talked about the 12 steps. That needs to be applied with some principles. You know what I mean? Now, everybody ain't going to get it right offhand, because I know I didn't, because I kept going to the penitentiary. But here's the thing. When you get a glimpse, and what I mean by the glimpse is this. The glimpse is this. When you sincere in yourself, surrender to the fact that something is greater than you is about to release you from the tragedy of enslaving myself. Let me tell you what I mean. Because I wanted to get out. I couldn't get out. My mind, my heart, and my soul didn't even want to participate in the foolishness of me killing myself, but my body kept checking in. My body kept going to work on how to kill me when my spirit been said quit. But it was 4 things that I needed to do in order to get to a place until I get to the chaos, get out of the chaos and the confusion and get to some peace and tranquility. Let me tell you what those 4 things is. Number 1, breaking habits that hold you back. Number 2, taking steps with self-confidence. Number 3, developing a more self-disciplined attitude. And number 4, developing a plan of action and executing it. That's what it means, right? So it's 4 things I need to do, because now I need to talk about how I got here and what I do and how I'm able to do what I do. Let me tell you what it is. It's called order, balance, harmony, and peace. And what does that mean? What that means is if there's no order in my life, then there's no balance in my life. If there's no balance in my life, there's no harmony in my life. And if there's no harmony in my life, there can be no peace in my life. So I have to have order, balance, harmony, and peace. We talk about balance a lot, but you got to clear the chatter in your head. You got to clear that out before you even get some balance, and that's called order. Because what I found out is you got 3 orders in life. Let me tell you what the 3 orders is that I found out through my research and my study of my experience. Right? You got out of order. Listen, you got natural order, you got out of order, and you got divine order. And let me tell you what that is. Natural order was when I was born, right? I was natural, I was pure. And as I grew, you know, I started doing martial arts. I became a 3rd-degree black belt. I was going to karate tournaments all over the world. You know what I mean? I was natural, I was healthy, right? Then when I turned 14 and 15, then I got into the game, right? See, that's out of order. I started using dope, I started picking pockets, I started going to the penitentiary, that's out of order. Then I get clean and get into recovery, right? That's what you call divine order. So you got natural order, you got out of order, and you got divine order. And once you get the divine order, it's to bring me the order, balance, harmony, and peace. And that's where I choose to stay. You know what I mean? Because when you stay there, you don't have to worry about nothing else. But let me tell y'all what I had to do. When you destroy the image, you will break the enemy. You got to destroy the image first. You got to stop living according to what other people's will is, other societies' will is, knowing what you said. Some of the readings, some of the material I read, it says our real value is in being ourselves. So I need to be who I am.
Go ahead.
And I need to be on that because I need to deal with what the 3 C's talking about in life. You got choice, you got challenge, and you got change, right? You must make the choice to take the chance if you want anything in life to change, right? And let me tell you what that change is, right? Let me tell you what the change is, right? And I always talk about this. CHANGE, change. The letter C, concentrate on a new outcome. The letter H, have a vision of what you want to achieve. The letter A, always be open to new possibility. The letter N, never let fear dictate your decision. The letter G, give your new direction a chance to work. And the letter E, embrace the change as it unfolds. See, that's change for me.
Go ahead, Kino.
Things got to take place until something happens. You know what I mean? Because either I change my own way of thinking or I go back to what I was doing, right? It's just that simple. But check this out. This what brings about change, y'all, for me. You change for 2 reasons. Number 1, either you learn enough that you want to, or number 2, you've been hurt enough that you have to. Something gonna change it.
got me
Some
on
gonna
fire
change
in
you.
here.
Some gonna bring you to your knees where you gonna want to say, I don't want that anymore. I'm talking about stop doing permanent things with temporary people, right?
Go ahead.
Don't
Go ahead.
let people's personal opinion become your reality. Because check
Come
this
on.
out. You look, change. You cannot become what you want by remaining who you are. So I can't stay the same. I got
Yes.
to do something different, right? So until you change your thinking, you will always recycle your experiences. What
Go ahead.
it is called addiction's revenge, which is a hostile takeover. Listen, recovery
Right.
will get you in the place where the defects won't allow you to stay. I can't let the disease finish where the defect started. So something got to change. Something had to change for me. I had to come out of that rut that was holding me back for so long. Look, if you look, that's why I like studying. You know, people tell me I should write a book. No, what I should do is it continue to be used as a spiritual
Go
instrument of my
ahead.
higher power.
Go
You know what I
ahead.
mean? This is what the gift God gave me. And let me share with y'all what I'm talking about. I done had colon cancer. I did chemo and radiation. I done had a slight heart attack, right? And I done had a stroke. You hear me? And the God of my understanding has still allowed me to keep my understanding and my comprehension.
Praise
So
him.
my job is to do the COTA, C-O-T-A, carry out the assignment. That's what my job is.
You
That's
gonna stop with
what
this?
my job is. You know what I mean? And so that's my job. And guess what the job is? Let me share this with y'all. Before the truth can set you free, I need to recognize which lie was holding me hostage. Because
Go
the
ahead.
lie can hold you hostage.
What I'm
You know what I mean? But
talking
before
about.
the truth can set
What I'm
me
talking
free,
about.
I need to recognize which lie was holding me hostage. Because I can still be at the mercy of the disease of addiction if I don't
That's right.
continue to work on myself. You know what I mean?
That's
So
right. Every day.
I'm real clear about what God's will is for me. I don't have to do what everybody do. All I need to do is stay in position, do the work I need to do. Because let me tell you what, you know what God say to me? God say, Keno X, I need you to cooperate while I operate. All I need to do is stay in position. I just need to stay in position. Continue to do his will and do his will the way it's supposed to be happening. Because let me share something with you. When the maintenance stops, the madness starts. Change is
Go
not
ahead.
what you're going to get. Change is what are you willing to let go of?
Talk
Are you willing to let go of some
about
stuff?
it.
I used to stay
Talk
in
about it.
Chicago, Illinois. I moved down here to Dallas, Texas a year and a half ago. I need to do something different for me. I'm retired. It's time for me to do something different. Listen, I have found my place in the world, right? So when you look at God, y'all call it good orderly direction, G-O-D. Well, let me share something with y'all based on my personal experience and coming up with my own acronym for God. It's not good orderly direction for me because what I read, it says what appropriate was for one phase of recovery might not be appropriate for the next phase. So
Go
listen,
ahead. Go
God is
ahead.
not good orderly direction. Let me tell you what God is. Guidance, obedience, discipline. Allow him to guide me, I stay obedient. And staying obedient, I become disciplined. That's what I need to do. Because let me share something with you. The program is free, but the hustle game is sold separately.
Woo.
Listen, don't get it confused. Don't get it confused. I ain't gonna let it get confused. You know why? Because
Woo.
I'm clear about where
Go
I'm
ahead,
at in
bro.
my life,
I
in my
hear you.
recovery. But when you start to look at, listen, look at the word pies, P-I-E-S. Physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual. I need to know what's physical in my life. What do my intellect look like and what do it stand like? How am I executing? What are my emotions? It's my emotions. Am I frustrated? Am I depressed? Do I got anxiety? And spiritual, right? What do my spiritual application look like in me applying it and executing it in my life? So I need to look at the
Mm.
pies in my life.
Go
Look at
ahead.
the pies in
Go
your
ahead.
life, right? Because see, when you look at body, mind, and
Woo.
spirit, body is to cleanse and nourish the body. Mind is to quiet and focus your mind. And spirit is renew and awaken your spirit. So know what your body, mind, and spirit look like. You know what I mean? It's got to be based on where you
Woo.
come from, not for where nobody else come from,
Go
but
ahead.
where you come from. Can you stay consistent about you and your life? Let me tell you something. I stay consistent more than anything else because I remember being dope sick. I
Right.
remember living from here and there.
That's right.
I remember, listen, I remember the chase. And I always like to say, I went 1,000 miles to cop some dope, and all I need to do is take 12 steps to save my life.
Go ahead, bro. Go
Listen,
ahead.
look, so what that does
I'm
is
good on this
God,
side.
God gives you, if you got a God of your understanding, God gives you some awareness. And what I do is I pay attention to the awareness. I don't do, I don't go with the second guessing of my spirit. Because when you go with the second guessing of your spirit, it always gonna get you in a place and it's gonna be called consequences.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And follow my spirit. Your spirit won't misguide you. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? So I'm real consistent on following. If it ain't for me to do, it ain't for me to do. Look, like I got a mentor, right? And we call them sponsors, right? And he's the programming, and he wanted me to come to Chicago and share on some stuff for this week, the 2nd through the 5th. And I called him about a week ago and give him a heads up. I said, look, I ain't gonna be able to come. I said, because it ain't looking financially feasible, right? And you know what he said? Yeah, because everybody call me X-Man. He said, X-Man, that's your common welfare. That should come first. So
Go ahead.
understanding what your common welfare look like for you, not nobody
right.
else.
That's
Your
right.
common welfare for
Starts with
you.
you, end with you.
That's
That's
what's
right.
important. You know what I mean? So I understand how the chase was using dope, living to the lifestyle. I like to call it CAB, C-A-B, criminal addictive behavior. That's how I live.
You in these
I
accidents.
live like that. You know what I mean? I lived like that for so long. You know what I mean? So now I got a process that's called recovery. So when I look at the word recovery, R-E-C-O-V-E-R-Y, the letter R, responsibility, the letter E, essential, the letter C, commitment, the letter O, open-mindedness, the letter V, vigilant, the letter E, essential, and the letter R, relationships, and the letter Y is you. That's recovery. You have to look at you. I look at me on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Because guess what? It's not recovery that's painful. It's our resistance to it that hurts. It hurts because I won't put the work in. When you put the work in, you never have to worry about going back doing anything, especially when you're in a sense of helping somebody. I was just sharing with Tracy, October 31st of last year made 3 years my son, Lakino, was murdered, right? They shot him 20 times, right? And so I was sharing with her about how, we can be clean and be in recovery and we can still know some of them people, right? And so I was just sharing with Tracy after my son's service, I went back on the block for about a month. And guess what I did? I was going back on the block doing what our message said for us to do. I went back over there mentoring them young people, right? And to this day, one of the girls, because he had 2 friends that he got high with, right? I mentor a girl, she called me her pops, right? She done got her life together, she done had a baby, she done got her own apartment, you know what I mean? And, through Section 8, you know what I mean? And we talk at least once or twice a week, you know what I mean? And the guy, he wanted to be an engineer, he went back to school. See, they stopped taking pills, they stopped drinking, you know what I mean? And so I'm like an inspiration to her. Listen, it ain't got nothing with me doing me being a Muslim. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's got to be done with the principles of the program that I practice in my life is how I showed them. Now, they not in the program, but they don't get high and they got their life together. You know what I mean? They going to church. They doing the right thing. Look, everything might not be for a person in the room in the program. Some things might be for some people, right, to just go where they need to go, just to straighten their life out. Wherever you need to go to straighten your life out, just straighten your life out. You ain't never got to worry about going through that stuff again. And I always talk about the tools, T-O-O-L-S. We talk about we need to be well equipped with the tool. Listen, the tools are this, the only option left standing. T-O-O-L-S. the only option left standing. Those are tools. You know what I mean? So I use my tools in the practice of how I live my life. I
Go
live
ahead.
a
Yes.
spiritually sound
Yes.
life. Listen, let me share something with you. Based on where I come from. I come from Chicago, Illinois. I come from dodging bullets, all that. Dodging the game, all that. I come from that. But let me share something with you. It's a whole new life. It's a whole new life when you put your mind to it. When you put your mind to do something different, right? When you put your mind to stop dealing, look, check this out. I got this word, and I'm gonna share with y'all what the word is. The word is called cicatrix. 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 You Google that word cicatrix, it says a scar from a heel wound. Why do we keep going back picking at the scar and won't allow the scar to heal? You understand? It says a scar from a heel wound. So I'm still practicing the cicatrix. I'm still practicing with the drama, the confusion, the abandonment issues. You know what I mean? You know, you're still going back to the pain. When do you let the pain go? When do you let the pain subside to what you ain't doing anymore? Why are you still settling for less? Why are you putting yourself in uncompromising positions you ain't got no business being in? Don't you think you more worthy than that? You know, you need to work on your self-esteem, work on your low self-worth. Look, I worked on that, man. I worked on that. But see, I'm not gonna live like that anymore. I refuse to. At 62 years old, it's too late in the game to continue to be living like that. That is crazy. So look, I got one of my good friends, right? My good friend always say, you won't see what you won't look at, you won't look at what you won't talk about, and you won't talk about what you can't accept. She always say that. She always say that. And you know what? That is so true. That is so true. You won't see what you won't look at. You won't look at what you won't talk about. And you won't talk about what you can't accept. We got to start talking about what hurt us, what's hindering us. We need to be talking about how we need to get better here. Like when we working in these treatment centers and we doing all this stuff, you know, we helping these women at these halfway hours. Listen, they need some guidance because a lot of them been misguided. You know what I mean? I mentor some people that's misguided. You know what I mean? So I'm just grateful. I'm talking about with the colon cancer, the stroke, and the heart attack, and the God of my understanding still let me to keep my comprehension understanding because he said I still got some work for you to do. And the work that I'm doing for the God of my understanding, I'm still reaching out to people. Let me tell you something. This is how God works. God will take a nobody, turn them into somebody in front of everybody without consulting anybody. That's how God works. He would take a nobody, turn them into somebody in front of everybody without consulting anybody. That's how God works. And you know why? Because God can do more with surrender than he can with control. He can do more with surrender than he can with control. You know what I mean? So once I get out of my own way, I got to get out of my own way for anything to be effective. I have to. That's important. You know what I mean? Because once I destroy the image, I break the enemy. I need to let go of me, right? I got some reading, right, that we read. It said, we try to find a magic formula that will solve our ultimate problem, ourselves. Look, the magic formula. Let me tell you, ain't no magic formula out here. You know what I mean? Me going to the mosque ain't no magic formula. Me going to a church ain't no magic formula. You know what? Look, you know what the magic formula is? Myself, because I'm the ultimate problem. It ain't the streets. It ain't the drugs. It ain't the game. It's me going to it. If I don't go to it, I ain't got to worry about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, listen, and let me share something with y'all, because I hear this a lot. Yeah, it's a process. Well, I ain't there yet, or I ain't gonna get. Let me tell you, the definition of a process is a series of actions or steps taken. That means you got a series of actions and some steps to take. So it's a series of actions and steps taken. You can't keep doing the same negative thing, talking about it's a process. No, that means your ass is stuck. You on Stuckville and Denial Boulevard. You gotta come down Clean Street and Truth Avenue. That's what time it is. Let's get to the exact nature of what's going on with you, Kilo X, because you don't know how to stay out of people's pockets. You don't know how to stop shaking a 3-car Marty. You don't know how to stop going to jail. You've been stuck. That's where you've been, right? So I'm talking about once the work is applied in your life.
Go ahead.
Look, I'm going to share something with y'all I put together right through my study. Every time I need to write a book. Look, let me share this with y'all. You got one disease, that's destructive self-will. You got one battle plan, that's constructive action, which is the program, right?
Go ahead.
It says the 12 steps of recovery. The only time the disease has power is when I give it power. Recovery cannot be a hobby, it must be a lifestyle. So often I become so focused on the finish line that I fail to enjoy the journey. The 3 things I do in my recovery to keep what I have is a safe place of energy, a safe place of nurturing, a safe place to explore new possibility. I have to come out of the adolescence of honesty and get to the maturity of the truth. My story don't change, my life changes as I recover. Good study habits gives me great chances for better outcomes. My life is governed by a code of conduct. The principles of recovery becomes my accountability system. The quality of my recovery is proportionate to the quality of my surrender. So would the message be a message of hope or a moment of silence? Guard your gift, self. Protect your gift, the spirit. Then share this gift, the recovery program. When the maintenance stops, the madness starts. Change is not what you're going to get. Change is what are you willing to let go of. Because guess what? Greatness can't come in until difference show up. Something different had to show up for my life. I had to stop doing what I was doing. I had to stop manipulating, lying, cheating, all that. Listen, I have no excuses. No more excuses. Your excuse bucket is over with. It's time to stand up for the truth. The name of this is living in our truth. Check this out. I got this thing I say. In order to live your dream, you must never forget the nightmare. Don't forget the nightmare. Don't forget what it was like for you in what you doing. Listen, if you ain't never used drugs, but if you in a bad relationship, if you staying in something past the expiration date, and you use the excuse, well, I'm staying in here for the kids, and I'm saying, no, you don't have to. You got a choice.
Go ahead.
You got the one. You got someone that can help you. We got some resources out here, and we got the resources out here to help you, but we stay in some because we fear of the unknown. We don't know how to come to play. No, you say you trust. So is God good all the time when everything is going good in your life, or is God still good when everything is going bad in your life?
That's right.
Right?
I had to learn that.
Look, when you got the mishaps, right? When you have problems, right? When you have crisis, right? When you have dilemmas, right? Is God still good then? Do you still got the same trust and faith when everything going wrong in your life? Do you still got that same trust and faith with the God of your understanding when things is going bad in your life? I don't waver in my faith. I don't waver in my faith. I'm not wavering in my faith. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not wavering. Let me tell you something. With all that I told you I've been through, I got a bad hip, walk with a cane, had a stroke, chronic. Let me tell you something. God is going to be good even in the midst of the storm.
Yes. Yes.
We talking about we got to listen. When we able to wake up, we need to start telling each other we love you. We need to start saying, how you doing? If you got their number, make the call, text them, say how you doing. Because listen, I had a good friend in Chicago. 32 years clean, battling cancer, shot herself in the head. Y'all don't know what we go through in here with clean time.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You better share, bro.
We still need to be checked on.
That's right.
They still need to ask us what it is. Because let me tell you the 5 components to what I'm talking about. You got reface, you got trace, you got erase, you got replace, and you got embrace. And let me tell you what it is.
You better share.
In step 1, you face it. Steps 2 and 3, you trace it. In
Yes,
steps
indeed.
4, you erase it. In steps 5 through 7, we replace it. And through steps 8 through 12, we embrace it. We got to embrace all this that's going on and having an inline life. But
That's
can
right.
you be used as a spiritual instrument of your higher power? Are you helping the next suffering person? Are you helping the person that you see that you don't want to help? They still need help too. God didn't say, well, Keno X, I'm not going to help you because you don't like this person. He said, I'm going to help you because I love you. You help that person because you love them. In spite of them, you help them.
Right.
In spite of who they don't think they are, you still help them.
Share.
Because guess what? Listen. This thing is so real. Life is so real. Y'all see how they fall into the wayside? Look, let me tell you something. I'm just so grateful I didn't walk too far away from God that I couldn't walk back to him. Y'all hear me? I am so grateful I didn't walk too far away from God that I couldn't walk back to him. You know what I mean? And I'm just grateful. Listen, grace don't come first. It's not grace and mercy. It's mercy and grace.
Go ahead.
I had to get the mercy first before the grace can kick in. See, mercy was going down the street and grace came around the corner and grabbed me. You understand?
Go ahead.
I already know what I was doing. You know what I mean? But listen, let me share something with you. If you got some principles in your life, I don't care how you got them or where you got them from. If you got some principles in your life, let me share something with you. If you're willing to abandon your principles for convenience or social acceptability, they are not your principles. They are your costumes. Let me say it again.
Go ahead.
If you are willing to abandon your principles for convenience and social acceptability, they are not your principles, they are your costumes. So let me share something with you. If you put a tailor-made suit on a monkey,
keep it real, bro.
a red bottom top hat on a monkey, and you put some alligator snakeskin shoes on a monkey, you still got a dressed up monkey. But if you take the alligator shoes off, if you take the tailor-made suit off, if you take the red bottom hat, you got a natural looking monkey. You understand what I'm saying? So don't abandon your principles for nothing. Don't still be at the mercy of your disease. Don't still be at the mercy of the problem. You ain't listen. For every problem, there's a solution. We just got to be willing to work at what the solution gonna be like. It's always 2 things. You got a problem, you got a solution. You got an intent, you got a resolution. What's going to be your intent and what's going to be your resolution?
Go ahead. Talk about it.
You know, don't be walking around here spiritually dead in a spiritual coma. You know what I mean? Look.
Yes.
Because some readers I read say we come from spiritual confinement to spiritual freedom. So don't walk around here like you spiritually dead. Listen, it's a song say, wake up, everybody. Wake up. Wake up. I have awoken up to life. I ain't dealing with the pain. The pain can be excruciating and it's something else. You know, I don't like pain. You know, look, check this out. When the pain of remaining the same becomes greater than our fear of change, we'll surely let go. How painful do it got to be, though?
Right.
The pain was already there for me being dope sick. The pain was already there for me chasing. The pain was already there for me being in the penitentiary. The pain was already there. I told you I'd come up with 11 women. Look, I come up with good stock of women. You hear me? 7 sisters, 3 aunties, and a grandma. You know what I mean? I'm the one made a decision to go left.
Go ahead.
I'm the one did that. You know what I mean? They took me on the track. They showed me what it was like. They showed me how to get money. But guess what? They didn't tell me the consequences was going to be so severe. To the last time I've been to the penitentiary, right? I paroled February the 3rd of 2000, right? And I remember when I went in 97, that judge told me, he say, if you steal a candy bar out the grocery store, you are under the Habitual Criminal Act. Your case is going to carry 6 to 30, and I'm going to make sure if I'm retired, they're going to start at 15.
Wow.
You have to worry about me no more. I went in, I did the bit, I bought my butt home. That was the 5th time in the penitentiary. I said, no more. They would not lose me. Now, I'm 62 years old. If I get it on wrong right now and go to the penitentiary, they give me 15 years. That's life. I'm going to die now. I'm going to die now. So let me give you what my gratitude is. Because, see, an attitude of gratitude is a spiritual currency. It's a spiritual currency. It is a spiritual currency. Let me give you gratitude. Gratitude. Give it, reciprocate it, acknowledge it, treasure it, inspire it, think it, understand it, do it, experience it. I'm going to read it to you like this. G, give it. R, reciprocate it. A, acknowledge it. T, treasure it. I, inspire it. T, think it. U, understand it. D, do it. And E, experience it. That's the gratitude. That's the gratitude.
You got me lit on this side. Go ahead, girl.
You know what I'm saying? See, once you define the problem correctly, you almost got the solution. Woo. Just define the problem. So what I found is, I found out the problem was me. It wasn't the streets. It wasn't the people. It wasn't the penal system. It was me. All the time. It was me doing what I was doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what I had to do was, I had to come in here and get some. I had to come in and get some stability. Look, but what I had to do is, I had to come in here and put some work in. I had to put some work in. The reading I read, it says a lot of us want the rewards without the labor. I had to put the labor in to reap the reward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why I do what I do. That's why I help people the way I do. I stay in my material, and I stay in it because I don't never want to go back. You know what I mean? Listen,
that's right.
Listen. What my old mentor, may he rest in peace, right? He had me, because, you know, I used to snort that dope. It was called Karachi, right? If anybody know about Karachi, y'all know what I'm talking about. So my old mentor had me to look up in the English dictionary what Karachi stand for. Let me tell y'all what Karachi stand for. Karachi stand for going out backwards. I've been going out backwards all my life, just going out backwards. Going out back, doing the wrong thing for the wrong reason. Look, wasn't nothing right about doing nothing. You know what I mean? I was just doing the wrong thing for the wrong reason. You know what I'm saying? So I needed to work. Listen, I was sharing with Tracy and Kiana, right? Listen, take the word see. This one word, take the word see and put it based on your life. SEE, significant emotional events. Significant emotional events. What's significant in my life at this time? My emotions. Am I frustrated, depressed, anxiety? You know what I mean? Am I angry? And E, the event. What event is taking place in my life at this time, and how am I accompanied with its principles? So you got significant emotional events. Just take the one word. I share with people, I give them assignments on one word, because I want you to look at and understand. Don't mimic what you hear somebody else say. Go in yourself, look the word up yourself, get the definition, so you will have the meaning of the definition, and then you will know what it would be based on with your experience. That's how we get better. That's the work that we put in. You know what I mean? So what I always like to say, only the person can change their own state of mind by learning and teaching themselves how to think, act, and feel, right? Some readings I read, it says, right, It's a gift to feel human again, right? So what's your gift? What's your gift? A lot of us have gifts, but has not opened up the package. You know what I mean? We got to understand what's in the package, which is the gift, right?
That's
We
right.
all, right? In different ways, we got them, and in different forms, we have to give. Whatever it is, if it's teaching, if it's mentoring, is it you being your own entrepreneur, whatever it is, you got your own gift. Pay attention to that. So when you look at self-awareness, when you look at social awareness, when you look at self-management, when you look at relationship management, understand what it looked like for you. Listen, look at the emotional manipulation when it comes to the world. Me and Tracy was talking about how society have us looking. Listen, they don't like us when we get clean, when we
That's
get
right.
ourselves together, when we go back into our neighborhoods, when we start helping. See, we the ones, we got to stand up, we got to be consistent, and so we can help the people that need the help. I don't
That's
care
right.
where it's coming from.
That's right. That's right.
You help? You know, you don't stay selfish with what you got, Keno. And the only way you're going to keep what you have is by giving it away. So can you go out into the community and help the people?
Right.
When you, in the places you go to, where you go on Sundays and Fridays, and
That's
one of
right.
them people in there say, well, my son and my daughter, they doing this, they doing this. And look, I know you go over there. Can you help them? Can you aid and assist?
Go ahead.
Can you
Go
help
ahead.
them? Can you help them get some treatment? Can you help them to detox? Can you help them? Do you got the connections where you can help these people get what they have? But let me share this. We are now a part of the ultimate reality, which has brought order
Absolutely.
out of chaos.
Right.
We're part of the ultimate reality, which has brought order to us out of chaos. You know what I mean? So serenity may be the presence of peace or the absence of chaos. We, as a people, need to start helping the people get what they need to get to. That's my assignment. I know what my assignment. You know what? I always like to say, I know what my assignment is. I
Hey,
always
my
know,
brother.
look, I'm not stealing from myself. It's called identity theft. Stop stealing from you. It's called identity theft. Stop stealing from you. Stealing your own identity. No, you be a part of what your real identity is. Your true identity. Whatever
Right.
the God of your understanding have given you to reach some people, that's what you do.
Right.
Listen, I don't let nobody
Children.
under no circumstances take me away from what I know my assignment is. And I know my assignment is what God has called me to do. But let me share some with y'all about spiritual awakenings, right? When it comes
Go ahead. I'm ready.
when it comes to life, right? You know, look, I'm just gonna share about 4 of them or something, right? Spiritual awakening. Number 1, a greater sense of awareness or groundedness, a new wider perspective on life, or a deep sense of purpose. That's number 1. Number 2 is a process of uncovering and reconnecting with your authentic self. Number 3, an awakening of a dimension of reality beyond the confines of the ego. And number 4, the moment you become consciously aware that you are a part of something greater than yourself, and from this awareness, you develop the desire to live in alignment with this energy. That's the awakening of the spirit. Be who you are. I was a chameleon for years. I shared with y'all about the chameleon I was. But listen, if you got the faith, Faith, finding acceptance in the hope. Find acceptance in the hope. And when you look at the word hope, handing out positive energy. Can I hand out some positive energy? Yes, we hear that other stuff. helping other, hearing other people experience, help other people explore. Listen, but can you hand out positive energy? Can you do that? That's what I strive for. I strive every day for peace and tranquility. But I got some things I'm going to share with y'all. I'm going to put together. It calls the best way to live your life one day at a time. It's 7 of them. Number 1, the most loosest thing is to not worry. Number 2, the greatest joy in life is giving. Number 3, the greatest loss is the loss of self-respect. Number 4, the most satisfying work is helping others. Number 5, the ugliest personality trait is selfishness. Number 6, never let an earthly circumstance disable you spiritually. And number 7, reality checks my recovery on a daily basis.
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
share that with y'all.
I hear you.
Reality, because we living in reality. We ain't living in what if only just one more time. We ain't living in fantasy and illusion. And let me share with y'all what I'm talking about. Ask yourself these 3 questions. Number 1, is it real? Number 2, is it worth
Go
it?
ahead.
Number 3, how much is it costing me? Right? What do you mean by that, Keno West? I'm gonna share it with you again. Is it real? Is it real or is it a fantasy? Is it an illusion? Is it what you think? Is it what you think society say you're supposed to do? Is it real? Is it worth it? Is it worth my time? Is it worth my energy? Is it worth my conversation? Right? Is it worth my experience? And number 3, how much is it costing me? Is it costing me my spirit? Is it costing me my peace? Is it costing me my tranquility? What is it costing you? We ain't talking about money. We talking about what is it costing you mentally and spiritually and physically? What is it costing you? So you got number 1, is it real? Number 2, is it worth it? And number 3, how much is it costing you? You ask yourself those questions about yourself. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? And so when I start to see what the alignment was about myself, listen, I got a better understanding of what I do and who I am. So look, I'm gonna give you some time, Queen. But what I want to do is I want to share this piece here, right? That I put together, and I always want people to start to see the light of the spirit for themselves. You know what I mean? If you using, you can stop using, right? If you stealing, you can stop stealing,
That's right.
right? And I'm gonna share this piece with you, y'all, that I put together, right? And then I'm gonna let it go. Okay, check this out. I call it the pain of active addiction. Let me share with y'all what it means. The pain of active addiction. You see heroin, I see low self-esteem. You see cocaine, I see fear. You see alcohol, I see social anxiety. You see track marks, I see depression. You see a pill head, I see overprescribed of opiates. You see a junkie, I see someone's son. You see a prostitute, I see someone's daughter caught in active addiction. You see self-centeredness, I see the disease. You see someone unwilling to change, I see someone hasn't connected with us yet. You see denial, I see someone hurting. You see someone nodding out, I see God showing us they need help. You see the end, I see the beginning. You see a doping, I see a future success story. You see them, I see me. Grace and mercy are not the same. Mercy is when God withholds a punishment that we deserve. Grace is receiving a blessing that we don't deserve. Check this out. Recovery is the hospital. The fellowship becomes our doctor. The 12 steps are our surgical tools.
Go ahead.
Spiritual construction to spiritual transformation. Listen,
Go ahead.
I much rather stay clean than have to get clean all over again.
Go ahead.
Needs a solution? Read the instructions. I'm going to share with y'all why. Because it's better to be guided by 12 than to be carried by 6. It's better to be guided by the 12 steps than to be carried by the 6 of a pallbearer in a funeral. Thank you for letting me speak. Thank y'all so much.
Woo! Y'all, look, I'm sitting in here lit. I am lit. I am lit. What can I say after that? Nothing. Bro, you brought it. You hear me? And I didn't expect nothing less. And they loving you on here. Show him love by them hearts, y'all. That's an applaud. Let's give Brother Keno an applaud. I tell you, look. I'm mad I didn't take notes, but you know I'm going to get them anyway. Keno, I'm sitting here tore up from the floor up. You hear me? Tore up from the floor up. My brother, thank you so very much. And I know everybody is enjoying. I don't even want you to go off. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm cool. You know what I mean? I am so cool. I was reading some of this. They like, we got to have him back. So that is totally up to you when you got the time, my brother. You put on so much tonight. I'm just so, I call this, when I get like this, I call it, this is my high. You know what I mean? Learning and living the truth, you know what I mean? And feeling and getting this from you, you know what I mean? I'm tore up. I'm tore up on the floor. I know I'm going to be watching this over probably like 60 times just to catch up. Just to catch up, I'm telling you, you put so much out that I have received to put in my toolbox, you know what I mean? And you express this thing. I mean, this is what I mean by bringing people on who can share what they have. You know what I'm saying? I see why they say you need to write a book. I see why you are so inspirational from what I was told about you from the beginning. And Kiana, you never told a lie. She said, Miss Tracy, he gonna tear you, he gonna have you toe up, and you do. I can listen to this all night long. I'm gonna tell you, I'm just lit inside. I can't explain it no more. I use the word lit because I said this is a high that I received in my life that I ain't never felt. You know, and every time I hear it, it keep coming. You know, the higher choice I chose only came once. You know what I mean? I'm here today. I heard every word you said, and I didn't write it down. I tell my people that watch, we need to write stuff down. I tell all my clients, you got to write stuff down. I got to get a personal one of these. I am tore up, I'm telling you. I hope everybody enjoyed this. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all want to ask any questions, y'all can do that right now. You know, I'm quite sure Keno is willing to hear some of them out. If you choose Keno, that's fine. Because they sending it on this while you sharing. I mean, they putting it down. You hear me? So if anybody have something that they want to ask Keno or go back through or whatever, here's the opportunity. So y'all put it on so he can see it because he was all in it. You know what I mean? He was all in what he was saying. You know what I mean? He wasn't in to know what y'all saying like I be. You know what I mean? He was there. You know, so y'all can ask him anything you need to ask him now if you want to ask some questions. It says any service to help when someone is in, I think that was Tracy, any service to help when someone is in recovery. I'm not understanding what that actually is meaning. Rabia said, what is it that turned you around? She had popped on a little later tonight. She usually on at the beginning, but she came on after you shared that part.
Okay, so she wanted me to answer the question?
Yes. She said, what was it that turned you around?
Pain and suffering. Pain, you got to get enough of the pain.
Right.
You know, you got to want to stop doing what you was doing because you know how like some of the stuff we read, it says everything we tried, we failed. So if I notice I failed at it, why am I still trying it? It just don't make sense.
That's true. That's true. And Side said, Wise, my first time hearing him, he was awesome. I'm just saying, reading some of the notes that was out to you. Kiana, of course, thank you so much for such a great spiritual message, which you put on. I mean, you put it down. I'm telling you, put it down. I loved every minute of it, just like they did. You know what I mean? So I said, rather walk the 12 steps than carry them by, what does it say? By 6.
Yeah, it's better to be. It's better to
He
be.
felt that whenever you made that statement. Yeah.
Better be guided by 12 than to
By
be
12,
carried
not
by 6.
by 6. Right. Right. I'm trying to go back. There's so many of them, Side. I'm telling you. I think this is somebody you know, Sharifa.
Yeah, yeah. That's my
Sharifa,
sister there.
he said, Keno, you speak the truth, as he did. He put it down today, that's for sure. He put that thing down today. We got to have him come back. We got to have Keno come back. I mean, this was remarkable. You know what I mean? I have my sharing, you have your sharing. Everybody that comes on has their sharing. But I have to say, this has been one of the most powerful information that you came in and covered all corners, from your walk of recovery, from what you know. You know what I mean? And this is what I share with my people, my family here, that everybody has something to say in recovery. Everybody has a story. You know what I mean? And everybody's story it needs to be well heard to understand us, but you put it down. You put it down. And I hope all the loved ones that have addicts and alcoholics in their family can hear, have heard everything this man said. I know he went through it so quick and jumped from one point to the other, all breaking down all the words and everything was just like, God damn, goodness gracious, you know what I mean? And it was just like, oh, that is so awesome. That is so true. So I'm telling y'all, I'm going to try to bring the best of the best on here for us, because everybody has their story and the way that they speak. Excellent. You were excellent. When I say excellent, I see why you go worldwide. You know what I mean? I see why they say you are an inspirational speaker, because you are inspirational. It's no doubt about that. And you have taught me so much. I mean, you spoke it the way that I can't speak it. You know what I'm saying? But you gave me more that now I can put it in my toolbox and work it. You know what I mean? It may not come out like yours, like our stories. Our stories is all, basically based on the same. And what we share is based on the true love of recovery. You know what I mean? To help the still suffering, and the feeling of it. Oh man, I know what you mean. I am so happy that you came on this live tonight. Not just for them, like I say, it's for me too. But every time I'm on this live, it's for me too. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. This is the longest we've ever been on live, I'm quite sure, because it's not that bad. It was awesome. It was so awesome. Look, I'm sweating. I'm so hyped. I'm sweating, and everybody else enjoyed it. Everybody enjoyed it. And again, all through here, we're saying we got to have him back. I've seen it at least 5 or 6 times. You know what I mean? But when he can, I'm quite sure he will, of course, I am more than pleased to bring him back, So again, thank you so much, so much. Is there anything else you want to say?
I just want to say, in order to live your dream, you must never forget the night, man.
There you go. There you go. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. With that, y'all, I'm going to shut down. What's that, Rabia? I'm going to shut down here and try to get myself together for the replay, because I'm going to go straight to the replay.
Look, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. Everyone, Happy New Year. Try to live your life the best life. My mentor told me when I left Chicago and moved down to Dallas, he said, you go down to Dallas and you live what's left of you because you the only you got.
There you go. Absolutely.
So live what's
Absolutely.
left of you. You the only you got, and live it to the best of your ability. And guess what? Have fun and enjoy your life.
Absolutely. What we have left, absolutely. One day at a time. That's how I see it. That's how I'm trying to live. You know what I mean? Do the best I can every single day. You know what I mean? And today, believe me, I got a gusta of information, and education. Like I said, I've been in recovery for a long time, but it ain't where learning stops. Learning never stops. You know what I mean? Hearing somebody else and hearing you, I don't care how much time people got or any of that type of thing. I know that I learn from everybody, still the users. You know what I mean? Still the people that are trying to get better. People who think that's there. We live in the life of recovery. We don't know too much, but you sure did put a whole lot more in me. I had the pleasure of hearing you and listening to you, honestly. Like I said, every day, one day at a time, I live this lifestyle. We heard a lot from brother Keno, and I know it's getting a little late for everybody. I do want to remind y'all that this will be added on to my YouTube from, it should be in about a week or so, or just keep replaying. Share this live. Please share this live. And you don't have to share this live once. You can continue to share this live. This thing deserves to be out, every one of them. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to keep bringing the power back as much as I possibly can. Thank you, Kiana. Thank you, Kiana, for introducing me to Keno. And this is how this works. We help each other help people. You know what I mean? This is just how this works. It's like brotherhood, sisterhood. I love it. I love it being on this side, y'all. I'm telling you, this is the best life that I've ever had. Best life that I ever felt. So I'm going to continue today to continue for tomorrow, hopefully, if we see it. I'm wired up. I'm real wired up. I'm keeping it real. I am real wired up. But y'all don't forget. Oh, and I had to let y'all know the on my website, it is not a part on there to get those t-shirts and everything. So I'm going to have to figure out another way and have that added in. I was just told, but it will get there. The cups and the t-shirts, it will get there. So I'll probably have more information and have the information probably next week. So don't not want to get them. I'm gonna get them. I do have them ready. Okay, brother Keno, I might have to send you one.
Extra large, extra large.
Send you a mug.
I love my coffee.
Absolutely. Send you a mug. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody for coming on again tonight. And I definitely appreciate my brother for giving us all that awesome, straight up information and education on living in your truth. So I'll see everybody next Wednesday. God bless. And thank you so much, everybody. Thanks, Keno.
All right, you're welcome. God bless.